Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go. Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go.
The Clava Flat Track Pod wouldn't exist without the help of our partners, Euroka Fencing, Classic Wheel Spokes, Otway Hydro Blasting, MX Inc., Davies Design, and of course Clava. Okay, here we are. The Clava Flat Track Pod. Just checking my mic is actually working. Yeah, it does look like we're all good. Yeah, a little bit later than I was hoping to get this done. Had a little bit of technical difficulty yesterday. Tom and I actually got together and we're all ready to do it. And for some reason, the app we record through wouldn't let me in. Well, it would, but it wanted the second verification, and it wasn't sending it to my email. Anyway, had another look today. We gave up. I did some other stuff last night, and then I had another look today, and it's still the same problem. But so I got Sky, who's pretty tech savvy, and she said, "Oh, have you tried signing in with Google?" Because they had that option, which I didn't even see, to be honest, which was down the bottom. So I did that, and voila! So I haven't even tried signing in the old way again. So anyway, so we're all good. We're off and running. Uh, yeah, Appin recap. A week ago now, week ago today and yesterday, 2-day event. Saturday the Oval, Sunday the TT. Most of you will understand how it all works now. A lot of you that listen would have been there. So appreciate everyone that comes up to us and shows appreciation for the pod. It really, yeah, it really is humbling. Also was at the Harley Club at a track day yesterday and had a few people there. Riley Chaplin, who's a customer. Yeah, thanks, mate, for being a customer and saying good day. And yeah, sorry if I seemed a bit vague and who you were and everything. Oh, look, here's Mr. Norvey. Uh, yeah, so that was really good to catch up to him. And he actually had some V rubbers on at Broadford in the 19 class. And yeah, they're a little bit too hard. We're struggling a bit. Have we got Mike there, Tom? Am
I
I hear
think so.
you?
Yeah. Am I on?
Yeah, beauty.
We're on.
Yeah, you're quicker than I thought. I was going to ramble for quite a while first, but here you
Oh,
are.
I've got a limited amount of time, so we'll get
we
done
might
what we get
smash.
done.
Yeah, smash into it. And if you have to go, mate. That's all good.
Yep, happy days.
Yeah, I was just explaining to everyone last night. We had a bit of dramas and yeah, we're yeah, just a bit, and yeah, where we're at now, and yeah, just talking about Appin. That's what this pod's mainly about. A little bit about the Harley Club. I'll talk about that if Tom has to go. That leaves me something to talk about. Yeah, so yeah, awesome weekend up there. We arrived Friday. A bit of groundhog for me and Tom. We went through this last night. We thought we'd done a sneaky on the app we record through, and yeah, it timed out. I actually do pay for the service, so that gives you longer sessions. I was thinking about that this morning, Tom. That's probably why you couldn't find an option to adjust the time of the sessions, because you would be on the free version, I'm imagining.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, me too. I mean, if it didn't have that restriction, that's how they catch you, but we don't want to do 10-minute pods or whatever. So
I think Gary would be pulling his hair out. He'd have to pull over every 10 minutes to start the pod again.
yeah, wouldn't be ideal. So yeah, we got up there, the Clava crew, thanks to Gary Rotman for supplying a vehicle and a trailer to fit us all in, and thanks to Robbie for deciding not to race, because that gave me room for the Harley. So yeah, it was awesome. Friday night, I'll try and speed this up because I know Tom hasn't got lots of time. Friday night, had a good sit around and chat around the fire with the streets and the Carters, which was really good. Yeah, lots of good conversations around the fire. Saturday night, after a bit of racing, got on it a bit with Tom and smashed one whole can of rum and coke, and then
that's all I was giving him. I didn't want Darcy to let his hair down, so to speak, because it could have got a little bit wild, and we weren't exactly.
Oh, it gets a bit wild. Yeah, that's why we do the old non-alcoholic stuff.
We did.
I might have started chomping on hot coals or something.
That's right.
You never know what happens to a Kiwi
on the motocross track, I reckon.
Kiwi on the grog. Yeah. So anyway, it was yeah, that was really fun. Actually, it was good to it was good to do that and have a good laugh. I think
Oh, it was
I had
awesome.
pretty sore ribs, probably about equal to the go-karting the time that it rained out. So,
Well, I was
uh,
laughing that hard. I think my laugh changed halfway through the night to
yeah, you
wheezing.
also
So,
disappeared into your jacket. I'm not sure what was going on there, but I
oh,
was looking at a whole Tom's rounded face at one stage. Next minute, I'm just looking at two
yeah.
eyes and a peak of a cat. So, yeah, it got a bit all bizarre.
Yeah,
I think
I
there
think
was
I
something.
melted myself into the chair, and I don't think I had any capability of getting myself out of it. You can only imagine.
Yeah, I reckon there's a little bit of extra sugar on those peanut M&Ms. But yeah, so that was awesome. Trying to cut out the ums and yeahs, it's bloody difficult.
That's all right.
Yeah, it helps the editor if there are not so many in there.
Hmm.
So anyway, we'll get to the racing. Track
Yeah.
track was really good actually. On Friday, I sort of went, holy shit, it's like a rock. But yeah, Saturday morning they got out there, put water in, rolled it again. It did what everyone thought it would. Blue grooved up. Last night I mentioned when we did our practice pod, let's call it. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I was talking to Way Carter and he made a suggestion, running practice outside a set of cones to take you sort of more up the middle to top part of the track, and then the qualifying session take the cones away so people can run the inside line to widen up a groove. I think that's a pretty good suggestion. Just to make the racing a bit more interesting. But then, talking to other riders like Goffey and there was someone else that I spoke to as well and said, "Oh no, it makes the racing interesting anyway because then you've got to force a mistake and that sort of thing when it's the grooves that tight." And I'll tell you what, actually riding it and experiencing it for myself, it's bloody hard to hit a 500 mil groove on a what is about 13-meter wide track. So yeah, it's a real skill, and hats off to those guys that were a lot quicker than me. And I did actually write down some times we were sort of doing it on the fly. I'm going to share my screen now. We're doing it on the fly last night, but I was a bit more prepared. Oh yeah, that's all right. I'll relax. It's yeah, I'm a bit more prepared tonight, so I wrote them down. So in race 3, I thought it would be interesting just to look at all the classes, and obviously uh, this is, it's the person with the fastest time wasn't actually the winner in a couple of other cases. So I find that quite interesting. And I wonder if, maybe I'll just open them up easier. So if you are looking, you can see for yourself. So we thought we'd go race 3. It's sort of, it's the same part of the day for everyone. The track, they were pretty much watering it between every race, weren't they, Tom?
Uh, on
Pretty
Sunday, I'm
much
pretty
on.
sure they were. I think Saturday was a little more spread out as the dirt wasn't so much pushed off the blue groove, but I'm pretty sure the Sunday they did pretty much water it before every session, which surprisingly
Yeah.
enough didn't delay it a hell of a lot. Greg got out there and did a quick spray, and you sort
Yeah.
of would think the blue groove would get like ice, but with a little bit of knowledge from Tom and Max, yeah, kind of helped that out. But yeah, apparently the blue groove worked great, even with a bit of water on there, as long as it wasn't too much.
Yeah, apparently that actually enhances the grip.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, junior light was actually Sam Drain. He was the fastest time, and it was on lap 2 with a 20.746. So that's on a 250 junior lights.
super quick.
Super quick. Yeah.
Mm.
So oh
Yeah,
my
that's
eyes
the
are
one.
playing tricks.
That'll be it.
That's the right one. Yep.
Yep.
So fast lap, no surprise on the twins was Matt Davies with a 21.725 on lap 2. Do you know what his bike weighs in it?
Um, Not exactly, but it wouldn't be maybe
Wouldn't be as heavy as
100,
mine. Yeah.
maybe.
Oh, really? That lot?
Yeah, yeah, it wouldn't be a hell of a lot difference to a 450. There'd be a few kilos in it, but yeah, I haven't exactly weighed one, but it'd be about that, I dare say.
Oh, so I thought it would be. I thought it'd be getting, yeah, 150 to 200 sort of thing.
Oh no, I don't, because well, a typical road bike's about 190 to 200, and that's got all the excess crap that hangs off it.
I thought mine was about 230. We
Yeah, right. Okay.
115.
Shit.
I thought.
Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to
maybe
look into
maybe
that.
I'm wrong. I've never stuck a twin on a scale, but yeah.
So junior 85s, fastest lap 8 was Levi Layton, 21.54. Is that what I wrote down? Yeah, 21.54.
And funnily enough, that's actually 7/10 quicker than Matt on the twin.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it would be interesting to do this.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%. I totally
it's
agree.
really interesting to have a look at that. And now looking at the clubman as well, and then you're looking at clubman and well
Yeah.
versus 85s, 250s, the twins, and then the 450 classes. So it was actually set by number 28, Neil Girdler. And if you see here on the left-hand corner, it says the position they were in the race. So you can see he actually was in second at that time.
Oh
And it
yeah.
was on the ninth lap. It was 10 lap race, the second last race, and he did a 21.679.
And he's just under a tenth quicker than Matt too. So you've got an 85, which was 7/10 quicker against a 650, and then you've got a 450, which was a tenth quicker, which has got 200 cc's less. So it kind of just goes to show that it doesn't come down to horsepower at that track.
Yeah, yeah, it's real interested. So Mackenzie Booth took the fastest. He was in second position next to Thorin Openshaw, and he had the fastest lap on lap 3 out of a 12 lap race. And why was it 12 lap?
The third one,
It should be 10, wouldn't it?
uh,
Yeah, okay. Don't worry, we're not focusing
no,
on that anyway.
I thought it was 6, 10, 12, and 10.
Should have been 15. Maybe
Oh, right. Oh,
they
mate, no, no,
changed it.
no.
Yeah.
On the Saturday, it was shortened because of the delays.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there was the meeting was, or the races were shortened a little bit due to
Yeah,
the
I should
few
have known
accidents
that.
that happened.
Yeah, so Mackenzie Booth, congratulations. He had the fastest time on lap 3, and he was in second position with a 20.867.
So that means Sam Drain was a tenth and a half quicker, on
Yeah,
the same round as
yeah, and a
as the
250
fastest.
rather than the 450.
Yeah, as the
And
fastest.
yeah, he would have, was it, yeah, a fair
Mhm.
bit in front of Matt on the twin.
Which is crazy because if you look at times, that pretty much puts Sam Drain at the back of, or relatively close to the back of the 450A group,
Wow, yeah.
which
So
which is crazy for a junior 250, if you ask me. But
yeah, it
phenomenal
is. It
rider.
is. So this is what's crazy too. In 12th position, 387, Michael Kirkness on an electric motorcycle got the
Oh yeah.
fastest lap of 19.873. Now I know during the day, I'm pretty sure Tom got 18s as well. So
Oh, did
Tom
he?
Draper.
Right. Well,
Sorry,
his
not
qualif
18s, 19s as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tom's qualifying time was 19.999.
19s. Yeah.
So
So
Curtis was a little bit quicker. Yeah.
but yeah, that's the thing I take with that is, he was all the way back in 12th position there. I find that crazy. You just got to make them consistent, I guess. So,
Oh,
I mean, you can,
100%.
um,
Well, I think Sam Drain's time is almost identical to Cam Dunker's time on the second lap too, and he was running top 4, top 3 all weekend as well.
yeah. So he's
It's
so Cam
great.
Dunker is a 20.735, and Sam Jane was a 20.746. So he's right on his tail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have been banging bars. But like we said, looking at mixed time and his position, and Cam Dunker was back in sixth there. You gotta string them together and be consistent, and yeah, that will
Oh, without a
probably
doubt. Yeah.
gain you a few spots. So yeah, that's just a little interesting comparison. Uh, I actually had a look at my times before the last race, which I felt the best in, which my negative cable snapped off, and I actually DNF'd. It was my slowest time, which was like a 24, and then my fastest time was in one of the qualifyings, but I never broke 23, so I'm a fair way back from some of these other guys. But the other thing we can look at there as well before we go into the overall points, we'll stick with. Do we stick with race 3 or should we go to race 4?
Oh, well, race 3's got the twins in it, so you might as well do race 3.
Yeah, all right. We'll do race 3 and we'll give you an idea of the top 10 positions and some of the times as they go down, as you can see. So going back to 10th there, they were doing 23s. So this is in junior light. So it would have been, oh yeah, I might have scraped into the top 10 on my twin in the junior lights. Just that actually makes me feel a little better.
Too
So
bad you got 30 years on them.
yeah, that's right. So yeah, in first place Sam Drain, second Cooper Archibald, third Jed Five, fourth Nico Donovan, fifth Hugh Hope Hodgetts, sixth Riley Newter. How do you pronounce his surname?
I did hear his name called out a couple of times. Yeah, I'm
Seven
not going to
Billy.
butcher it, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I hope that's right, mate. Please come and see me and let me know for future
Yeah,
reference if
you're going to
I've
rub
got
his
it
head.
really wrong. Seventh, Billy Ryan. Eighth, Max Carter. Nine, Matilda Houghton New. And 10, Jai Park. And we'll read out Max Kelly because he was there in 11th and it's there. So, yeah, awesome work by all those junior lights.
Did you capture any content from last night's stream or last night's pod or not?
So it gave it to me in this weird ass file, and I haven't tried to open it in my editing software, but I can't open it in Windows Media and all that. I
Right.
just sort of, yeah, I think I'll just flog it off and we'll just run with this one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what was said last night and what we're saying now, so we don't sound like we're repeating ourselves.
Well, we're only repeating ourselves to ourselves, so
Yeah, well, that's true.
yeah, let's make this pod as complicated as possible
Well, are
for
you
our
going to read
listeners.
the results like this for round 3, or are you going to do the round results and then series results?
Oh, so this is just round 3, all the classes in round 3 because the twins don't run in round 4. Sorry, heat 4 if you want to call it. We'll go heats, and then so this is actually round 3. I won't do it for every race in the round. I'll just do it for the third race since we've all raced in that heat. Oh my god, I've confused myself. Anyway, I think that's right. I think it makes sense. So the twins, Matt Davies, who we all know isn't getting scored, but yeah, is blitzing it. Second place, Christian O'Donnell. Third place, Shane Richards, come back from injury, still pretty sore, he was telling me. Fourth place, Kenny Angel. Fifth place, Tyler O'Donnell on another CF moto. Sixth place, Jamie Portelli. DNF for Bade Hunt and DNF for Darcy Claver. That is me. So that's when my negative cable decided to fall off the battery. Snap.
Lovely.
Lovely. So yeah, that was pretty. Who's that? Junior 85s. Is that what I want?
Race 3. Yep.
I didn't say this before, did I? No. That's good. I actually accidentally hit that and got it right. That was pretty clever. So in first position, Levi Layton. Second, Lockie Duggan. Third, Hugo Holmes. Fourth, Lucy Heaton New. Fifth, Taj Edwards. Sixth, Johnny Cooper. Seven, Levi Main.
Yep.
Eighth, William Wiggins. Ninth, Brody Ford. 10, Jai French. So, yeah, well done to all those. That's your top 10 for the 85s in race 3 of round 3, which is the oval. Appin. Oh, my eyes are having struggle with
That's
this,
it.
and my good glasses are in my jacket pocket inside. Here we go. So, Clubman, Benny Thistleton, Neil Girdler in second, John McLean, Andy Fisher in fourth, Lawrence Fairley in fifth, Reece Sandow sixth, Anthony Dawn seventh, Jason Griffiths eighth, Lee Hunter in ninth, AJ Mudgelton in 10th. Great job by all those boys and girls. Pro 450B, Mackenzie Booth, and I've got to say, Mackenzie looked really strong actually. He's riding awesome. Thorin Openshaw in second, who's stepped up from juniors. Awesome to see him up there. Cody Lewis and third. Awesome to see the Blue Crew rider up there too. Brandon Burns in fourth. Noah Candell in fifth. Michael Price sixth. Jack Passfield in seventh. I don't know Jack. Jack Griffin in eighth. Lachlan Moody in ninth. And Daniel Leonetti in 10th. So Claver rider there. Flavor rider. I've got to get the names around the right way because I'm confusing everyone. The brand's Claver.
Just call it Claver and
Yeah,
make it easy for everything.
me's clever. Yeah, righto.
There you go. I've
No.
solidified it.
Yeah, so actually last night I did do a big rant about how our team went and uh yeah, Dan on day two it was had a real tricky day on the TT with his brakes over boiling and keep locking up. So he got a couple DNFs, which was a real shame. Uh yeah, obviously my battery cable broke and the Zane Kinner Kawasaki rider did his other ACL. So
Yeah.
opposite corner to what he did it last year on turn one, he did his left ACL. This time it was term three, and he's done his right ACL. So yeah, speedy recovery, mate. We're waiting to hear when he actually goes for surgery, but he definitely is. So he's not going to be racing at Gunnedah, but hopefully he'll come up for a car ride, depending what position his legs in, and if he can actually sit in the car that long. It's 13 hours for us, so it's a
Yeah,
fair
that's a bit
way to be.
much.
Yeah, fair way to be sitting unmedicated. He is a bit of a tough nut and doesn't like medications, so I doubt he'll be taking too much. Yeah, race three, Pro 450 A group, and the racing was fantastic. We did mention this last night too. Uh, Tom Tom Whale, Jesus Christ, Tom Drain, Max Whale, and Thomas Herrick coming through turn two at one stage, but just about. And everyone else in another country will wonder what the hell this is, but it's Australian. Everyone knows what it means. We're dinking each other just about. They were just about on each other's motorcycles. It was that close. It was nail biting. I think I chewed my nails just about right off. Yeah, it was very exciting to
Was
watch.
that
It
when
was
Tom Drain, Max, and Tom Herrick come together out of turn two and score? Is that the one you're talking about?
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sandwich Tom Herrick in the middle, and somehow they all stayed on the groove, which was only half a meter wide, and somehow all got to turn three with their wheels down. It was yeah, I was on the hill with actually Tom's partner and Gerds and his missus too, and yeah, we all held our breath for a little bit, but that was pretty exciting, which was good because it's yeah, the racing was unreal on
Yeah,
both
holy
days.
shit, it was a spectacle. I think I was next to Ryan New, and I think we both stopped breathing for a moment. Yeah, it looked like Max was leading, and Tom were right on his tail, and I think Max lost a bit of grip or something, and the RCN kicked out, so he
Yeah.
obviously lost a lot of momentum. And the next minute, they're just right on him, and he beautifully saved it. Like he pulled it in and got it back in line and got traction. And they didn't actually get him. I actually thought Tom had got him. Tom Herrick, sorry. I thought he had got him, but yeah, no, Max held on and he gave him a bit of a push back and retained his position. So that was fantastic racing.
Mm.
So Tom Drain at the top there. Second was Maxwell, Tom Herrick third, Jared Brook fourth, Jordan Dool fifth, Cameron Dunker sixth, Caution Wheel seventh, Daniel Wicks eighth, Michael Kirkness ninth, Luke Goff in tenth, another Claver rider. So we had two in tenth position for and looking at that actually, that's in these obviously in race three. It was really good results for the way the weekend was going. Everyone's finding their feet. Dan Leonetti had never ridden the Blue Groove, so really, and he was sort of, he wasn't real happy with how he was going, but I thought he was going pretty good. Luke, first ride back, like first race meeting back, I should say. He's had a couple practice days and stuff, but it's not easy when you don't really lose that ability, I don't think, but you can play head games with you and that when you've had a long time off the racing circuit and people have expectations for you and they do and all that sort of stuff. I don't care how much you say that doesn't affect them. I think it would affect anyone, no matter how good you are. So, yeah, good work, Luke. He made us proud. He's definitely getting in there and giving it a good punch. So that's your top 10 on the 450A. So by the end of the day, your series points look like this. So it'd be overall we won in that series.
I've just got to quickly interrupt you there. I've got a jet set. The next part of my job is has just started. But I just
Yeah,
want to give
righto.
a massive shout out to Jordan Dahl, rode his ass off all weekend. He stayed up in top six, top five all weekend. Rode absolutely fantastic. And yeah, massive shout out to Goffy. He's oh, I'm a bit biased. He's one of my favourite dirt trackers that I've ever witnessed in my racing career, and I had a good yarn to him today out at Nepean. So it's good to know that hopefully he's got all his ducks in a line and he'll be up there at Gunnedah for round 5 and 6. And I'm excited. I'm pumped. I can't wait.
Yeah, fantastic. Are you coming back, or is that it? You're off for the night?
That'll be it. I've got a fair bit to do before 2 a.m. So yeah, no, that'll be me for the night. Sorry, people.
That's all good, mate. Well, thanks for jumping on while you could, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon anyway.
Rightio. Have a good one.
All right, mate. Take it easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, after 3 rounds of racing, excuse me, 2 rounds, round 1 and 2 up at Brisbane, round 1 an oval, round 2 was a TT. Of course, round 1 and 2 were scheduled to be at Appin. Oh, sorry, yawning there. Tom's made me sleepy. 2 a.m. That sounds like a mission. Yeah, so round 1 and 2 were scheduled for Appin, and unfortunately, we were all up there ready to go, and Mother Nature decided to put a stop to that. So you would have heard a few pods ago about our go-karting debacles, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So round 1 and 2 were moved to Brisbane, and that was also an awesome racing trip and great events. Tricky track conditions with having to fight with the heat and water and everything. But I've got to say, I think the Appin crew were on top of it. It was pretty good. Some people will say, that was a bit sketchy and that, but I never felt that it was like that. It was more my own mistakes that would make it dodgy if I came off the groove, and that I found it quite hard to hit the groove. I didn't really know how much brakes to use, if I should be using brakes, if I shouldn't be using brakes. Yeah, all that sort of thing. And I think it's my second race meeting on that Harley, so it's a bit of a learning thing and bit of a confidence thing. Get my confidence up on it. So yeah, what are we looking at? We're looking at Clubman Open overall points. So on the top step at the moment, we've got Benny Thistleton sitting in second. So after 3 rounds of racing, John McLean sitting in third was Neil Girdler. Sitting in fourth is Lawrence Ferry. Sitting in fifth is Jason Griffin. 6, Andy Fisher. 7, AJ Mudgerton. 8th, Reece Sandown. 9th, Lee Hunter. And 10th was Darren Webb. Junior 85s. Your top 10 in the series after 3 rounds of racing. Levi Layton, Lucy Heaton New, Lockie Duncan, Hugo Holmes, Taj Edwards, William Wiggins, Braxton Layton, Taylor Howard. I always go to call you Tyler. Chads Williams, Bailey Brook. They're your top 10 85 races. Junior Lights, so the 250s. Sitting on the top step at the moment after 3 rounds of racing, Cooper Archibald. Second is Jed 5. Nico Donovan there in third. Riley Natu in fourth. Hugh Hope Hodgetts fifth. Billy Ryan sixth. Max Carter seventh. Jai Park eighth. Matilda Heaton New in ninth. And Jake Page in 10th. So yeah, well done, all the riders that are in the top 10 at the moment. Get rid of that. How do I do? I discovered this last night. Now I can't figure it out. There we go. So that was Junior Lights. So Pro 450s. Probably should have saved this one to last. But anyway, sitting on the top step with a total of 547 points. What's that? 31 points in the lead at round 3. There's one more round to announce after this. So I think they'd change up a fair bit after the TT. So Jared Brook in first place, Thomas Herrick in second place, Cameron Duncan in third, Daniel Wicks in fourth, Jordan Daw in fifth, Jack Carter in sixth, Paul Caslick in seventh, Rowan Jacobs in eighth, Rory McCulter in ninth, and John Littress in 10th. Last but not least, Pro Twins, Christian O'Donnell sitting in first, just nipped Kenny Angel there by 4 points. So Tyler O'Donnell in third, Jamie Portelli in fourth, myself in fifth, Shane Richards in sixth, and AJ Mudgerton in seventh, Wade Hunt in eighth. So yeah, that DNF really hurt me. Shane's nipping at my heels. I'll have to try to make it count up at Gunnedah. Nail biter for first there for between Christian and Kenny. Don't know. Yeah, Kenny will have to win every race, I think, by the look of that. And Tyler O'Donnell. Oh, actually pretty impressive, those CF motos. The boys said that they haven't really done much to them at all, if anything. So, it's pretty impressive. So that is round three. So let's see if I can do this on the fly. Round four, Appin. That looks pretty simple, doesn't it? So round four, obviously the TT circuit. So the times did slow down a little bit with a little bit more complications in the track's surface. Not so much the conditions, as Tom said. They really kept the water on it. It looked really good. There were a few crash outs in that during practice and qualifying, and even during the racing. Oh, there was a few on Saturday too. Actually, I didn't mention that speedy recovery to everyone as well as Zane that got injured. The crash that Zane had, and another rider who I'm not actually sure who it was, so I apologise about that. But I'm pretty sure they got carted away. So I hope they're all good and yeah, speedy recovery. We don't want anyone in the Aftn family to be going through hell. So I hope they're all good, and the same with the riders that fell on Sunday. As per last year, coming out of the TT section claims a few, and obviously going into the TT section claims a few as well. But it was mainly coming out this year. It's quite tricky. You'll see the footage when I finally do my edits. We're changing that up a little bit this year. I did the last race, a full last race of every class, but with riding now, it's really hard to do it, and it just seems wrong doing it for day two and not day one. So, I'm looking at a different way of editing and mixing that up, and or I don't actually really know what the product's going to look like at the moment, to be honest. If I even do it, I might just crack the shits, and I'm trying to find. I possibly have found someone to come and do recording for us. Unfortunately, they won't be at Gunnedah, so it won't be this year. They've got well, it's actually their engagement party that I was supposed to be going to. So, they won't be able to make it. But hopefully we can tie that up, and that will free me up. And yeah, it's a big task trying to do everything, and looking really hard at how to restructure things for next year. Our team will be smaller next year as well, look a bit different. So, in the rider contracts, we did have that all stated how it works out and who's going to move on and that sort of thing. Could be a real shuffle up. I'm not sure. Obviously, the riders that score the position, they still get to choose whether they want to do it again or not. So it will be interesting to see how it all unfolds. So here we are qualifying day two, TT. Like I said, track was really prepped really well. Lots of great racing. Coming into the TT section and going over the first jump was all pretty straightforward from a spectator's view. Going through the right-hander was where quite a few people were forcing mistakes on other riders or making a move. So that I found that quite interesting. There were a few moves made going over the next jump before the next big roller, which then goes down into a left back onto the main straight. So there were a few moves made around there as well. If you squared the corner up right, you might get a bit more of a run before they've changed the format there. So it's sort of like it's hard to explain. It's not a ski jump, but it's a sharper roller, I suppose you would say, and then the bigger sort of roller. It's almost like a step up, but it's not. You have to sort of see it. You'll see it in the footage, hopefully. So if you got the good run up, you could take somebody there. Or I saw a few guys pull the move as you're going down the descent into the left hand, and you could get people there as well. Yeah, it makes for exciting racing. It slows the laps down a bit. Actually, let's just have a look at qualifying, at what some of the times are. I actually haven't looked. So in the junior lights, yeah, so 37's fastest lap by Riley Natu, number 422, with a 37.823. And what was that? Yeah, back down the sort of back of the field with the 46s. So obviously the twins don't run on the TT. I would really love to know what the time differences would have been. As you saw, they're not hugely different on the oval. Like, yeah, pretty competitive for big bikes, really. And yeah, obviously the guys at the front were a few seconds ahead. But when you start looking at the overall times, you see that actually you're probably about mid pack. Junior 85 qualifying, yeah, 39s up to 43.9s. So yeah, seems a fair bit slower. Well, it's a good 20 seconds slower than the oval, but you've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight corners if you break it down like that. So seven, eight corners and three rollers. I'm going to call them rollers because that's what I reckon they are. So group one in the 450, they were pulling 36.92s, and that was Daniel Witt, right up to 43s. Katana Robinson, that was group one. Taylor Street's first go as well. It's great to see her on 19s also. Pro 450 Group 2. Tom Drain, 36.49. Down to Michael Pierce there with a 39.027. So, yeah, not massively big gaps in between, but once you go over 10, 15 laps, it does spread it out a bit. And I will get into that in a little bit. So, Clubman, let's have a quick look at Clubman. John McLean taking the fastest lap there with 39.532. So yeah, the Clubman, yeah, a fair bit. There was a fair bit of difference there, isn't it? What was we saying before? 36 seconds. So yeah, 3 seconds. And down the back there, Blake Hill and Gary Rortman pulling 42s and 44s. Yeah, so that gives you a little bit of insight about the lap times, the Super Pole, which we didn't look at on the first day. Super Pole. So our six fastest riders was taken out by Tom Drain with a 37.223, which was actually slower than his qualifying there, wasn't it? And Jordan Dool had a 38.323. So yeah, Tom took it out there on the second day, and it was Maxwell on the first day that took it out, which was fantastic to see. I'm pretty sure I've got that right. Sorry if I haven't. Or we can actually quickly skip back and double check that while we're here. May as well. Hope I'm not boring you too much with it just being me and Tom disappearing like that on us. That's what happens when you got to work for a living. I didn't actually see it on here before, but oh, there it is. Yeah, I was right. Very good. Very good on me. Yeah, Maxwell with a 20.5118. So remembering this is, I've just switched back and confused you all totally. This is on the oval on the Saturday. And Luke Goff qualified six. Actually finished off six with 21.405. So yeah, congratulations to Luke too, getting on the Super Pole. That was fantastic. So your six Super Pole riders were Maxwell, Tom Jane, Thomas Herrick, Jared Brook, Jordan Dool, and Luke Goff. That was on the Saturday. Sorry, I missed that before. Should have got into that. Getting pretty good at the screen sharing stuff. I do say so myself. You've done the Super Bowl. Also, I'll mention too, Caution Wheel and Daniel Wicks had some awesome battles on the oval. Yeah, it was really great to watch. Trying to think who was battling on the TT. There was some good. I think actually Caution and Daniel Wixie were having some good battles on the TT from memory as well. I think they were just going at it all weekend. Cameron Dunker gave it a good push in a couple of the races, but really Tom Drain just he ran away with it, to be quite honest. Especially, I think it was the third race of the day. We can have a quick look at that actually. Pro 458. Oh, Tom Drain. Yeah, good just about a second quicker than Maxwell. Thomas Herrick behind him, Cameron Dunker, Kyson Wheel, Jordan Dool, Jared Brook, Lufgott, and Michael Kirkness. So this is race 3, second to last race of the day, 15 lapper. So actually Daniel Wicks so it can't have been that one they were battling in. I can't remember which one they were battling in then. So that go back. Here we go. All right, so let's have a look after the 2 days of racing. Awesome racing as well. A bit of a crowd. I'd still like to see, obviously, more spectators, but there were people on the embankment, which was really good to see. Obviously, fades off pretty quick near the end of the event, but food van was going off. I believe they sold out of food, which is fantastic. So that's a good sign. Yeah, merch you can get at trackside, which is fantastic. I didn't bring any products up. Davies Motorcycles did a bit of a post. They brought some stuff you could purchase if you broke anything, which is a great idea. When I eventually finish my trailer, we will do a similar thing. It was always in pipeline, just haven't made it happen. But traveling with the Rortmans, and 4 motorcycles, 4 gear bags, spare wheels, spare tires. It fills up really quick, and there's a lot of weight on the vehicles. So, that's a bit of the plan next year, is try to get something happening a bit more. So let's have a look at the overall points. So Clubman, after 4 rounds of racing, Benny Thistleton is still sitting on the top. John McLean is second. Neil Girdler in third. Jason Griffin jumped a few spots, sitting there in fourth. Andy Fisher in fifth. Reese Sandow. Sorry, Reese. I should have mentioned that Reese had a cracker day on the Sunday and was looking, he made everyone proud in his team. He's been working bloody hard. You might have seen on socials, Matt Davies in their race report mentioned he's been getting up 4 o'clock every morning. He's lost like 30 kilos or something amazing like that. And awesome effort. He actually took out the day on the Sunday, and there was a couple of races he just made it look easy. So great work, Reese. Lawrence Ferry in second, AJ Mudgeland in eighth. I've got to say too, AJ's been riding really well. He was crook on Sunday and he's still riding really well. The Saturday he was flying, and he sort of just got back on the bike. So good work, AJ. Lee Hunter there was out on a CR 500 most of the weekend, I think the whole weekend. And in 10th position is Darren Webb. Now, normally we only cover the top 10, but I'm going to give a special shout out to Gary Rortman, who's moved a few spots, jumped a few spots there. Am I on the right one? I thought he was in 16th. Yeah, round 4. He's actually... Oh, I've just lost him. Oh, there he is. He's actually jumped up to 19th, which you might think, 19th, why would we be celebrating that? Well, I think it's his first season on 19s. He's also over 50. Doesn't train much doesn't train at all, really, apart from riding the bike at track days and stuff. So it just shows you, turning up and racing. It was actually his first time qualifying as well in a field that he had to qualify against on Saturday. So hats off, mate, turning up, putting in. I'd love to see what happened if you did do a lot harder training. I don't expect you to change your ways, but you're going awesome is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, well done, mate. And when you travel with people, you see what they go through and stuff. And it was great effort. He actually jarred his leg on the Sunday, saving himself from having to get off with someone else. Bit of bar to bar action. Junior 85s. So top position, Levi Layton, not far behind. Oh yeah, way behind. Lockie Duggan, Lucy Heaton New, Hugo Holmes, Taj Edwards, William Wiggins, Braxton Layton, Roy Duggan, Levi Main, and Bailey Brooks in 10th. Junior Lights. Cooper Archibald on the top step. Jed 5 second. Nico Donovan 3rd. Riley Nadu 4th. Hugh Hope Hodgetts 5th. Billy Ryan 6th. Max Carter 7th. Matilda Heaton New 8th. Max Kelly 9th. And Sam Drain in 10th. So great effort there, Sam. 10th overall, and he's only done 2 rounds. Pro 450. So here we are, Pro 450. Jared Brook holding top position, 698 points, not far behind him on 677 is Thomas Herrick. So it's going to be interesting going to Gunnedah, especially. And I hope we're not jinxing young Tom because it is one of his strongest tracks. Yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Cameron Dunker there in third. Jordan Dool, also very good at Gunnedah home circuit, Balcarry Park. Daniel Wicks, also very good there. Tom Jane, also very good. Uh, again, Tom Jane, 2 rounds, and he's sitting in sixth position. Another senior rider, Paul Caslick. We all know Paul's history, doing really well in seventh there overall after 4 rounds of racing. Rory McCoulter there in eighth, Max Whale in ninth, Caution Wheel in 10th, and that's where I've got to stop it. Otherwise, we'll be saying that's a bit of favouritism there, Darcy. Yeah, so anyway, that's your top 10 in the Pro 450. Great effort to everyone in all classes turning up and supporting the series. It is fantastic to see the American Aussies, we're going to call you now, both making top 10 after after 2 rounds of racing. It's pretty amazing actually. So it just shows you, they were on the podium spots in every race. So fantastic. And that's pretty much what we expect. Really, I guess, they are racing in the top with the top competition in the world as far as flat track racing. America's held in very high regard, as I'm sure you're aware. So, really well done to those guys coming home and mixing it up, and really well done to all the guys that haven't been travelling over there and haven't got that same experience. Because I don't think Sunday Tom seemed to run away with it a little bit on Sunday, but it definitely wasn't that way on Saturday. So well done to everyone, giving them great training for when they go back to America. So that pretty much wraps it up. That's the recap of Appin. Fantastic weekend, in my opinion. It didn't go the Claver team way. Not how we would, not exactly how we'd like it, but everyone scored points. Obviously, Zane's out, which is really disappointing for Zane doing his ACL there last year. And for me, like, he's a great kid, good racer, really, really sends it, really puts in, always responds to me when I'm communicating with him and everything. So it's sad to see it go that way for him. But like he said to me on the phone, hey, that's racing dust, and he'll definitely be coming back to keep on fighting. Like I said, we haven't made any announcements on the way our team's going to be looking. Last year, Appin being the first round and Zane crashing out, and that basically, I think 1 or 2 races, and he crashed out. I promised him a position on the team for this year. He got that chance. Came up to Brizzy, raced up there, and raced the whole day at Appin. He actually, after his injury, credit where credit's due, he actually stayed on the bike, and he said he was okay to keep racing. So we had to trust him on that for his safety and everyone else's safety. Was, you sure? And he said, yep. So he actually ran the whole day with a busted ACL, the rest of the day out, and scoring points, made a, he wasn't riding maybe as strong as he could, but he did make a few positions back. And we had a few deep meaningfuls about, should you be riding tomorrow? And he slept on it, woke up and made the right decision and decided not to put himself or anyone else at risk, as much as his heart was out there on the track with everyone else. But so that's a shame for Zane. So we'll see what next year brings for the whole team environment favour. I'll let you know when I know. I've got an inkling of an idea, but we'll see. I think I can stop sharing that. So this weekend, obviously we made our trip back from Appin. We did it in one big hit. I drove a little bit for Gary, but basically Gary carried us all the way home, which was awesome. I think I managed maybe an hour and a half and 2 hours, and then I started feeling a bit dangerous. So I said to him, I better, oh, I've got the mic in the shot there. Shouldn't have been fiddling, should I? Yeah, I said, you better take over, buddy, or we'll be into the barrier. So he took over and I went back to sleep, and I got home we got to his place about 2:30 or something like that, and I got home about 3:30. Oh, we might have got to his place just after 2 actually, because we had to load all my stuff into my trailer. So yeah, huge trip. Pretty knackered the next day. Got a bit of stuff done around here, and it's just full on at the moment. It's just just can't seem to keep up, which is it's pretty normal for this time of year. We're getting close to Chrissy. Can't believe it's November. Another year down, really. We're almost done with the Aftn. 2 more rounds up at Gunnedah, not this coming weekend, but the following. And really looking forward to that. Another long car ride for us. Haven't had any confirmation that the rounds that there are going to be an extra 4 rounds, so an extra 2 weekends. But yeah, bring it on. Hope that they do come to Albury and Griffith, like the rumours that have been coming. So looking forward to some confirmation on that. We'll definitely be there one way or another, and yeah, hopefully have developed the Harley a little bit more. It's transparency there. It's really the gearing we're chasing. Everything else feels pretty good. If we do get the chance to do jumps, I'm going to have to do something about the front suspension probably. The rear's okay. The rear suspension I've got on there will do for the moment. I really like to get some icons or something down the track, but yeah, it's more the front suspension. That stock standard road. All I've done now is just pulled the fork tubes through a little bit through the triple tree, and it's really get the gearing to get the engine where I want it to be. And yeah, I haven't mastered that yet. Funnily enough, we're going up in teeth. Most people would probably think you're going smaller, but yeah, did being a road bike, it was geared pretty tall, so and not to rev out, and that makes it really hard to turn. But I went up 4 teeth on the rear, and that actually did help a lot. And it would have been great to race Brisbane again and maybe compare times, but yeah, it did help a lot, and I think we're on the right track. So I just need to. I've ran out of stock sprockets now, so obviously they're not stock Harley sprockets. We made a carrier. I can actually use YZ sprockets on the 520 chain. So uh, yeah, so I'm probably going to be going into custom sprockets. Apparently you can buy blanks, which I'm looking into. But at this stage, uh, just trying to use the genuine stuff I can get. Oh, genuine for what we've converted to. Uh, so yeah, it's funny. I've been trying to source a front sprocket as well, which so she's becoming a bit of a bit. So apparently those conversion kits, or especially this conversion kit, uses a sprocket off a JT sprocket, and there's an RK sprocket as well. Yeah, you can use, but they're for Ducati monsters. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Uh, yeah, but you can get 14s in Australia, which it already has on it, and I wanted to chop to a 13, but it looks like I'm going to have to go overseas for that. If anyone knows where you can get a 13 JTR or RK sprocket, what was it, 736 or something? I think is the code. Yeah, let me know. That'd be great. But yeah, I probably would have ordered it by then anyway. So yeah, this weekend, which is what's today? It's the 3rd. Yesterday, the 2nd of November. Oh, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Went down to the Harley Club. I was hoping to be racing there. Everyone that I spoke to up at Appin, I think I told I was going to be racing. But yeah, the week just ran away. Didn't get time to go and look for a new connection for the battery. So actually got some tips yesterday about using flexi cable and a few other ideas. So yeah, I'll work on that this week. Try to get that done. Public holiday. Oh my god. It's only 9:30 and I can't stop yawning. Public holiday this Tuesday for Melbourne Cup, big horse racing event. Not really interested in that at all. I don't gamble or anything like that. So we're doing plenty of stuff around the house, doing a bit of a reno. Yeah, sorry, Ange Girdler, Ange Brands, getting a bit jealous talking about kitchen renovations. I know you're waiting for yours, but yeah, we're doing a bit of a kitchen renovation at the moment. So dig into that a bit. My Willow, as you all know, she's getting right back into her training for pre-season. Starts pretty early this year. Only has like a month or so off. So we went for a run today. That's probably why I'm yawning. A run this afternoon, and yeah, it was a bit of a killer. 13 k's, which is I think it's my second. No, it's my third run in 3 weeks or something. So yeah, only been running once a week, and yeah, it was a bit of a killer actually. But glad we did it. So reckon I'm going to wake up all right. We did a cold plunge into the dam afterwards and made some quick dinner and then come to record this. Yeah, full on days. Tomorrow's not going to be any different. And then my mother's moving house, so I've got to go and do a bit of that. So fitting the bike stuff in, fitting seat time in, which I did have a good day on the DR the other day. What day was that? Thursday, Arvo. I finished a little bit earlier at work or finished the work that I was going to do a bit earlier. And so got on that, spent about 35, 45 minutes just cutting laps on our turn track out the back, which was really good. Felt pretty good too, actually. So yeah, looking forward to doing more of that. I've been rambling. I'm rambling. So we went to Broadford, really good club day. The reason I wanted to support it and actually ride was because they had their first 19s class. I was curious to how it was going to run. They've done it in a structure that's different than most uh, clubs, but it did work. So basically, you get three, three rounds. Is that the right way to say it? Or three heats for each class. So the 450s they ran in the morning, and then it gives you a chance if you only run one bike to change your wheels over, and you do the 450. You do the 19s in the afternoon. So you get three races of 450 in the morning, three races of 19s in the afternoon, and yeah, the track was good. It was a little bit hard in the morning, which I would have thought would have favoured the 19s, but when I was watching the practice, they all looked a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm not sure why that was. Not all of them actually went out because some of them had their bikes set up as 2118. So I think there was about four or five that actually had either two bikes or were racing on the 19s all day. I know Jack Mahaffey just rode the 19s all day. And actually said it was fine. Yeah, obviously you get a bit more drive with the trials tire, his words, and yeah, but he said it was good, and actually I reckon it actually helped him for when the 19s racing actually came because yeah, he'd been riding the track all day like that, so uh, he did actually pretty good. Can I bring that up? I'm pretty sure that let's have a quick. I'll try to. I'll edit that out so that it's not a big pausey gap there for you. Where we go, and if I can do this quick enough, my lap speed hive might not be uploaded yet. All events. Oh, look at this. All right. Well, okay. The Harley Club's here, which is good. So we're going to go straight to the 19s. There was a few riders from New South Wales down and one from Brisbane. I think there might be a lady involved in that one for the motivation rather than the racing, but he came racing, which was great. Uh, Open Unlimited, buckets, and B grade all powers. All right. So my job is to figure out which races that would be. I would say this is it. No, that's not it. That's yeah, because they open unlimited. Yeah, sorry guys. This was unplanned, by the way. I know who was racing in it, so flat track 450. That would be it. New run. Okay, so I think that must be practice. Maybe not. Maybe there's been a bit of a funny business going on here. Can I see that anywhere else? Flat track 450. Senior women's. No, so yeah, all right, I'll probably just get rid of this, to be honest. So anyway, I was trying to have a look to tell you the results of the 19 class, but when I click on it, there's only two positions. Rowan Jacobs, either a Queensland rider, and Daniel Burt on the 74 machine was in second, but Robbie Roltman was third, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, I'll go back to that set podium. Does it tell you on the podium? Ryan Jacobs. No, it just gives you P1. Well, that's sort of sucky. So yeah, I'll have to work out how that all's meant to show up. I'm not sure why it doesn't show all the races. So it took over Pro 450. I'll have a look in there, but there's only two races in there. There should be three, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, it looks like that's got to be sorted out a little bit. But yeah, for anyone that wants to get down there and have a race, that would be that'll be the go. The next one I think is at the end of the month, end of November. I'll have to have a look on our next pod. I'll mention when that is. So what I went about before was flat track WA state titles. So I'd like, if anyone knows anything about this, I'd be really interested to know what's going on here. So they've got 250, 250, 250s, 500s, 500 solo B grade. Oh, here we go, flat track. So it must be, yeah, it must be part of a speedway event by the looks of it. Because I was getting a bit of info from some guys quite a while, over 12 months ago, about flat track and they were running trials tires and that. So and using the Kelpie block. So but they're sort of just washed off. I don't know if they've decided that tire's not good enough and they've gone to the Mitchies or if they've gone to flat track tires. They're calling it flat track. Let's have a look what they're doing. They've got 8 riders. Does it tell me how big the track is? They're doing 17.9 second laps. It's pretty good. I'd say it's an oval up to 19.35 laps. I would say that's probably about a 400 meter something oval. So I've just got heats here. Yeah, it looks like the same 8 riders each time. Yeah, so yeah, if anyone can tell me about the flat track in WA, what's going on there, I'll tell you who took it out. We don't know. I don't know any of these people. So um actually any of them I'd have to go through my invoices to be 100% certain. But yeah, on the top step it was Dean Condon. I hope I got that right, Dean. Second, Stefan Forrest. Third, Bradley Gordon. Mitchell Hornby, James Ken, Glenn Robbins, John Sita, and John Hugh. So they apparently are your top 8. I think it was the only 8, but top 8 of the WA Flat Track Championships or state title, it says here. So yeah, I'd be really interested to know what's going on there. I'm guessing it's at the Speedway Park that they have everything, which I can't think of the bloody name. Pinjar Park, Pinjar Stadium. Yeah, so there's a big motorsport complex there from memory. Say it's videos, videos, results. I think the track is 360 meters. So it's pretty small. Yeah, but that's cool. That's great that they're doing it over there. They are a long way away from anyone else. And it's sort of like the Queenslanders. I think it's about 25 hours from here. Uh, so yeah, it's sort of like going up to Queensland, but that is something I'd be keen to go and do. Same country. So would like to get them involved and let them know that they're welcome to come this way. Anyone listening from WA, yeah, give us a shout out, give us a reach out to us and let us know what's going on over in your zone there. It would be really keen to hear of that. That would be awesome. So yeah, please reach out. I know there was a couple tires I sold. One was going to a Triumph. I remember that. I did ask for feedback and that, but they sort of went quiet. So I might go through my invoices and see if I can get a email and reach out to them and see if I can find out what's going on over there. Because yeah, that's obviously a speedway track. I don't know what you guys think, but I think some short tracks not a bad thing. Especially I know I've gone on about it quite a few times. Undera, the ball ring, that would be a fantastic racing track. Like it would be racy as it's tight, so it's actually really technical, and it's perfect for 19s. Like the surface to me is just I have an absolute ball. I don't think they've changed the surface, so it should be the same. Every time I've gone there, it's just, I call it a blip track. So basically, you hold it on flat, two-wheel slide, wash off, if you can do the reverse wash off with the front, you can do it that way. I don't, I just try to hold it even and go around, but it's two-wheel slide and full sideways just around you go, and it feels fantastic. And yeah, I don't know how fast I am there in comparison to other people or whatnot. But the times that I did go and do the practice days, I was feeling pretty good. And there was a rider, uh, granted, he doesn't seem to race much anymore, but normally he'd be kicking my ass on the dirt track and I was actually catching him. That so they space you apart when you take off for practice there. And yeah, I actually did catch him. Yeah, I didn't get around him before the end of the session, but I did catch him. Yeah, and he's a very handy rider. So that made me feel really good about myself actually. And yeah, it's just a blip track. You can just flip it, slide, blip, slide. Yeah, it's fantastic. So um, I'd love to get some racing happening there. Also under lights. So you could do it a Saturday night. Council's pretty good with the club. They have good communication. Obviously, yeah, the elephant in the room, bit of rubbish going on with MA and motorcycling Victoria. I really have no idea. I steer clear from that politics side of all that BS. To be honest, for quite a few years, I've I don't know if disgusted's the right word, but I really don't like the way things are managed. And I don't know if it's MA, I don't know if it's MV. There's a lot of things that Motorcycling New South Wales seem to do that doesn't happen down here. So is that instigated by New South Wales, Motorcycling New South Wales, which I'm guessing it is. Uh, yeah, look, I've always wanted to get like Peter Doyle on and pick his brain and not criticize the organisation or anything, but ask questions of actually, because I think a lot of us as members don't actually understand how it's run and what the purpose of MA is. Uh, I think it would be an interesting pod. So I would like to get Peter on. Would he come on? Probably not, but I'd love to get him on. I did ask a couple people if they knew much about what was going on with the motorcycling Victoria thing, and it just sounds like they're at loggerheads over something. I don't actually know what. I find it a bit confusing myself because in the flat track and dirt track community, I don't know of many issues caused from our sport or our patrons, and our riders. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I think it comes from another discipline. I don't know, or if it's just the way MV are managing things and reporting stuff. I really don't know what it is. I hope they do resolve it really quickly because yeah, we do pay a fair whack for our memberships, and it does sound like we're going to keep racing. It does sound like that racing won't halt. So I think MA. I don't know if they're the good guy or the bad guy. Don't know if MV is the good guy or the bad guy, but it sounds like MA are doing their bit for us, the members, to keep us on track. So it sounds like they're going to be issuing the permits. Whether they make it harder or easier, I have no idea. Yeah, so it's really sad to see this sort of stuff because it does affect us. Uh, on the positive side of things, a lot of people I was talking to, and definitely in Victoria, as most of you all know, the flat track concept of 19s is nowhere near as big. It is grown, and I think I'm thinking there was 8 on the gates yesterday, which is fantastic. And like I mentioned to a couple of people there, that was without myself, Brendan McCowett, Zane, Daniel Leonetti, Riley Plum. So that's another 5. So yeah, we've got a full grid think, yeah, also, I don't think Harrison Small ended up racing. I'm not sure. I think he was meant to. I'm not sure what happened there. And if you did, Harrison, sorry, I'm pretty sure I didn't see you out on 19s. But yeah, he'll be another one, hopefully. So yeah, we'll have a full grid, which is fantastic, and that's only the first time for the Harley Club. So it's great that, and I really want to say, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, which might mean something to you, may not, but thanks for turning up, guys, because that's what we need. That's what we all need to do for this side of our sport to grow. Some of the bonfire talk, with Wade was really interesting. Thanks, Wade, for those conversations. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, Wade mentioned that it is a different sport, and flat track is different than dirt track. You start on the track, not on a concrete start gate, staggered starts or grid starts, more laps. Yeah, it is actually quite different. The qualifying and practice and then qualifying, or two qualifying sessions, whichever way the promoter sets it up. It's quite a different form of racing. And if you're a dirt track and haven't tried it, I really think you should give it a go. It's quite enjoyable. The riders that have come up from Victoria, and they were a bit hesitant, a couple of them, and I've asked, what they think of the format, and that obviously there's always criticisms like to the way events are run and that sort of thing. I think we all agree that for where AFTN is in the scheme of things, on like they're in an infancy period still, really, any business, and let's call it a business. It takes a good 5 years for things to get really settled. So someone said to me it's three. Well, it's really only two full seasons. So this is the full season. We're not even finished yet. The first year was just a one-off event, so I don't think it's fair to say three, but almost 2.1. Yeah, so as really early days. I think they're doing the AFT team are doing a fantastic job. Have a look on YouTube. They've got a YouTube channel. Share the shit out of it. Give it heaps of likes, and the content they're putting out's awesome. A couple of people have mentioned, uh, and they weren't riders. They weren't there. They were actually people interested in what's going on, and they didn't even have riders there. And so this is showing you the potential of growth. And they said to me, it needs to be live streamed. There needs to be some sort of production or something happening, and it's going to come. It will come. I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, but people are already hanging out for that. I know of 5 people, and you go, oh, 5 people, but it's 5 people who are watching the live timing and messaging us, and what happened as soon as someone was missing or DNF'd, or yeah, what happened, so people were interested. And yeah, they are within the racing community, but that's how it's going to start, and then word of mouth, and other motorcycling enthusiasts that might do other disciplines. That's the other thing. I was talking to people around the pits, the road riders, the amount of road riders that are coming across and that want to have it a go. A few of them are getting seat time at like the Harley Club and other club days, Griffiths, etc., getting their confidence before they come to the AFTN, and that's brilliant because it's bulking up the club days. It's getting more people on the 19s. Yeah, so I think it's all positive stuff for the AFTN. And I know I mention it just about every pod, but we are still working towards some 19 only events down here in Victoria. Just yeah, be patient, guys. I want to do it right, so I'm not going to rush. I want to make sure I have a good team so we can do them right. They're not going to be big. Probably will be half of AFT in the way they present stuff. If it's half as good, I'll be happy, to be honest. But I've got the advantage of watching AFTN and sort of learning off Dave. Dave's happy to communicate as well, so which is a huge advantage. So we want to get it right. We want to have good events. We want everyone to feel like they're getting good track time. It's not easy, yeah. And like I said, the AFTN being in its infancy, it's gonna take a while for the stuff to be nutted out. Girls' class has been mentioned a few times, or women's class, been mentioned quite a few times actually over the weekend up at Appin. So, and I was talking to some riders, some female riders at Broadford. Are you interested? Are you keen to give it a go? And the answer was actually yes, which I was quite surprised. Especially one young lady I was talking to. I thought, yeah, the 21-18 thing was all she wanted to do. So yeah, so the future's bright. Aussie dirt track, what's going to happen with that in that area? There's still your track masters, your Brizzy Cup, obviously the Aussie titles. So yeah, a couple long track events. Yeah, Corindai, obviously Bathurst isn't going to be next year. I'm working with someone, well, hopefully we'll be working with someone that wants to do a long track down here as well. Whether I'll be part of that or not, I'm not sure how that's all going to unfold, but that would be great. I know Aubrey Wodonga, they've put those teasers out. I actually didn't get a chance to talk to some of the guys from Aubrey about that. I wanted to, but at race meetings, people were looking after their kids and their riders, or helping his crew and all that sort of stuff. It's pretty. I was doing a bit of filming actually, yeah, to do a couple little promos for the club, and I made a rough edit last night, and that's the long version. I had Sky in here. She's actually pretty good at editing, and even though she's new at it, she's just got a little bit more flair than I have. And yeah, she's already sort of roughed out a short version in her head for me. So yeah, we'll probably put them out in a bit. Or that's the aim anyway. So yeah, it was fantastic to see the 19-inch class again. Well done everyone for turning up and you know making it look good, look real good. The racing was great. Shame that Queenslander won it, but anyway, it's all good, Rowan. Good on you, mate. On a different bike, so not his own bike. So that's always a bit of a test. And there were actually some good battles. I watched all three races. Shout out to Robbie, Gary's young son, actually claimed a 250 Vic title, which was awesome to see. He was on a 450. He doesn't really like riding 450s because he's only a smaller stature, and he always thought they're too much. But he think he's seen the light. That's probably what he needs to do, especially for Aftn. He wants to do the 4 rounds next year. So yeah, he borrowed Dad's second bike and was out there, and I tell you what, he was riding awesome. So yeah, riding really well. And a shout out to Gary. He did something very generous, and out of his own pocket. I actually think Steve Wright helped him out as well. So both those guys getting together and presenting 4 or 5 riders their number one Victorian plates, which doesn't normally happen. And this is something I think like Motorcycling Victoria should be doing. They should be recognising these riders and handing them out plates, and we don't have a night of nights for riders and officials to show appreciation to the work they do. And I was speaking to a couple. I'm not name dropping anyone today. You're speaking to a couple of people, and there's no recognition really for the volunteers apart from the club and their Christmas parties. Then volunteers and that will get a mention, but and honestly, you don't normally volunteer to get a shout out. I understand that, but it is nice to do, and it's nice. I think it's nice for the whole racing community to get together at the end of the year. It's also a great way to socialise with other clubs if the state controlling body puts on a night where we can all get together. So I'm talking about dirt track clubs, put a night together where we award some Victorian awards to all these people that are involved, riders, officials, etc., etc. Yeah, I think it was on our last one when we had Brent for the Aubrey Wodonga Vic titles. I think Brendan said they do it for motocross. So is it that our community's not organising it, and we've got to organise it and get the support from the state controlling body that way, and say, look, this is what we're doing. What can you add to the table, bring to the table? Maybe that's what we're missing. If that's the case, I'm happy to put my hand up and work towards that for next year. Uh, Yeah, RSA, Riders Something Association. I can't remember what it is now. The old AMA, they're back. A mutual fund sort of insurance scheme he's got happening on there. Daryl Peach, same guy that was behind AMA. So not sure what everyone thinks about this. If they've lost trust in them, losing insurance last time, and probably would have caused a lot of clubs pain and stuff. So I still like the concept, to be honest. The structures, I haven't read all the structures this time, but the ones I was reading seems very similar to how they were structured last time. It's just this time, the insurance basically can't be taken away, is the way I understand it. I haven't got the emails in front of me, so I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to get it too wrong. But yeah, is this an option? Is this a good way to go for clubs, new clubs that want to form, promoters? Could do a bit more reading about it. Uh, I know the communication on our end down here hasn't been flash with MV. A couple of times I've reached out over certain things that don't even, yeah, and with MA don't even get a response, which it really isn't good enough. Yeah, we don't want to bash them too much, but because without them we wouldn't have racing either. So it's a scratch my back, scratch your back situation in my eyes. But yeah, quite often there's some really sort of weird shit going on, like yeah, trying to get tracks online and the way they were inspected and that. This was quite a while ago on my own personal experience, and yeah, I sort of had a go about that, and yeah, nothing was done about it. So well, actually, the response was, we've got 3 dirt tracks in Victoria. Well, I hate to tell you, 3 tracks ain't enough when you're traveling. Well, for me, my shortest track is 2 hours distance. Now, Undera and Myrtleford here, that's a 3 hour and a 4 hour for me from over by the Ballarat region. And then you've got Mildura, that's a 5 hour. Got Albury Wodonga, that's about 4 hours too, 4.5. It's a lot of traveling. And there's a lot of riders over this way that wouldn't, don't do the sport because they're not prepared to do that traveling. But once you get them into the sport and they enjoy it so much and grow to love it more, that's when they'll start traveling if they want to. And if not, then you've got local riders and you've got local racing and on another track that other people that are happy to travel can travel to. So yeah, I really didn't like that. I was told that 3 tracks was enough. I think that's crazy. That's actually when I did my research and looked at how many car tracks there are in Victoria, and there was shitloads. I got up to like 23 and then just stopped looking. Obviously, yeah, air fences are needed, etc., and not everyone wants to go on a oval car track. But as we've talked on other pods, every track, it may look similar, but every track's different. Camber, corner radius, length. Some have straight, some are fully just basically one complete circle where you're never lifting your foot off the ground. So I think, yeah, there's a lot of variety. We only need another 2 or 3 to come online, and yeah, have enough tracks for everyone to have not such a big journey to, sort of thing, if that makes any sense. But yeah, anyway, rambling on. I think I've rambled on for quite a while now. Hope everyone's going well, enjoying your long weekend if you're down in Victoria, or I don't know if any other states celebrate the Melbourne Cup. If you get time off for it, good on you if you do. Hope you have a great long weekend. Looking forward to seeing everyone in a couple of weeks up at Gunnedah. There is another round of racing at Broadford next Sunday. There's also Griffith on the Saturday. I'm not going to make either of those. I'm working Saturday night, unfortunately. I'm hoping to make the last Harley Club one of the year and bring the big girl out, do some dirt track on her. So that will be Kelpie Blocks front and back, I'm thinking. And then hopefully they'll let me run those. I haven't spoken to them. Hopefully they'll let me run those in the 19s class. They are 19-inch. Yeah, yeah, see what happens. Otherwise, I'm going to have to change a tire, or maybe I'm just going to have to use 19 American pattern all day. but we'll work it out when we get there. So you know what to do, guys. Keep it sideways. Tom, hope you're having a great night at work. It was good to have him on for the short time he did. I'm really sorry, guys, that it's taken this long to get it out. Yeah, a few hiccups, but as always, we pushed through. We got it done. Congratulations to Matt Davies with his racing over in NZ. I think it went all his way until the final. I think they might have done a handicap job on him. So I'm looking forward to hearing that, Matt. I only heard that secondhand through Tom, so I'd like to hear it firsthand. Maybe you can come on and tell us about your experience. Looked like a fantastic track anyway. So yeah, can't wait to get the update on that. Keep it sideways, guys. Until next time, go Flat Tracker.
Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go.